the 7th of October, and I went with my family and I, my husband and my kids. We have 10 kids, and 8 of them we took with us. We go with our kids from time to time to do Shabbatot, Shabbases on army bases. We like it. It's something we're asked to volunteer in. It's coming to the base and giving like a family environment. We're playing with the soldiers. They're usually very friendly with my kids. They love them, and we love being there. It's a big schlep. Know how you say it? It's a big schlep, because you have to take everything with you, and you have to go to this. You sleep in this room with bunk beds, but it's very it's full of Zionism, and it's interesting to meet this generation of the soldiers. So we do it, and the 7th of October, my husband asked me if we can go, and after a lot of hesitations, I told him, yes, let's do it. It's Simchat Torah, it's important. And they asked us to go to Zikim. We were never in Zikim. I was never there. And we went with our 8 kids. It was very, very pretty. The base was very peaceful at the evening. And actually, my 14-year-old asked me, it's not dangerous, Zikim and that. We said, no, it's very quiet. Nothing has been there for the last, I don't know, couple of months. It's very, very quiet. And even if there are sirens, the rockets go over Zikim because it's so close to Gaza that it doesn't go in. So we went, we met the soldiers. In the evening, my husband made kiddush. We ate with them. It was very festive. The kitchen group soldiers made a lot of food because it was a holiday, so they made it extra. It was really very festive. We never ate so good in a base. I'm really. It was. They put maps. They put flowers. Usually bases don't look like that. And we sat next to the table of the commanders, who were really also very, very nice. They played. We even made them chuparim. I don't know how you say that. To give each one like a Sefer Torah with candies. It was fun. And my husband spoke with them. We made afterwards. We met them. We talked to them, and we said, "Let's meet you in the morning. We're here." And then in the morning, this is for in the morning at about 6:20, I woke up. I sleep very light, and I heard a boom, and I thought it was very strange because usually they don't train on Shabbat. They didn't tell us anything. And then at 6:25 started sirens like Tzeva Adom, which is very frightening. It's a woman that says Tzeva Adom. I don't know it. If we had where I live near Jerusalem, it was a siren. So I woke everybody up. Some of them, of course, woke up, and we started asking ourselves if we were in a sheltered place, because we were sleeping in this room with bunk beds of some soldiers. And then my husband, I asked him, how do you know that it's a sheltered place? It's just a room. And he said, I think it is, but let's see. He tried calling the rabbi that we switched with, and another commander of the base, but the commander didn't answer. I think he was already in a very big trouble. And the rabbi he answered, but he told us, I think you have to go somewhere, but I don't know to explain where it is. But 5-10 minutes afterwards, a lot of booming all the time. We made fun of it with the kids. And then came a soldier that accepted us to the base. He remembered we are there because we were the only citizens there. And he came very fast. He told us, you have to come with us. What are you doing here? Come fast. You have to come to the sheltered place, the migunit, because we took all the soldiers already there. So we ran with him with our clothes, and that's it. I remember taking the pacifier of my little one. She's 1 year and 8 months, almost 9. Thank God I took it. And then we came to this migunit, to this shelter place. We saw all the soldiers, about 50, 60 soldiers. They were with their pajamas because it was 6:30, 6:40 in the morning, and they were with their weapon, but with pajamas. We were laughing that it's something that would happens and it will stop. I thought it would be like an hour or two, and that's it, and we'll go back to our rooms for Shabbat, or maybe we'll go home if it continues and we can't stay there. And all the time they tried convincing us, the commanders, that it's okay, it's something that happens and it will finish. But they kept calling, people calling the commander, soldiers calling the commanders, we need you now, come with us, take your weapon, whatever, and we need you. And they didn't come back. And then suddenly they said that there's a female soldier that is wounded, and they're bringing her in because she fell from a watchtower. So I'm a nurse, so I said, and all of them were the soldiers that we were with were tironim. There were 2 months in the army, new ones. Only the commanders were like a couple of years, maybe 2 years, 1 year and a half in the army, and more trained. And there was no one with medical knowledge. So I said, okay, I'm a nurse, maybe I can help. And when they brought her, and also the kids told me, Ima, you're a nurse, you can go. But they didn't bring her inside the migunit, and I didn't understand why. They put her outside. They brought her with an alunka, I don't know.
A stretcher.
A stretcher, and they put her outside the migunit, right next to it. And I went outside with 3 soldiers that helped me, and I saw something I've never seen before. She was with a head injury, but a very bad head injury. All her eye was outside, and she was full of blood. Something you see in the movies. And I asked them, what's your name? She said, Noah. And I said, no, what happened to you? Like, why? It sounded very weird to me that she fell, because it didn't look like something that could happen from falling. And I tried cleaning her blood, and she was very, very nervous. Like she wasn't quiet. She told me all the time, my head is exploding, I have a headache, a big one, and I really have to go to the bathroom. And she didn't move. I know from my learning that you can't move someone that has a head injury, but she moved anyway. She was very restless. So I told her, I told the soldier, you know what, let's try and take her to a room nearby, really close to the miguni, to the sheltered place. Let's try and give her, like, she'll do a bathroom, she'll be calmer. And we took her together. She walked a little bit, and we lie her down on this bed in this room. I remember thinking, wow, the blood is ruining the bed, what will happen? I didn't even think what would. Anyway, she was there, and I helped her do a bathroom in there. I took off whatever. She was really much calmer, and I kept cleaning her. I think she lost her conscious after she did whatever she needed to do, and she was really calm. She slept on the bed, and it was really a miracle that was the situation. After a couple of seconds, minutes, I turned around to bring another towel and water to clean her, and suddenly I heard really close shooting. All the time I heard shooting and bombing, and I thought, okay, the soldiers are doing what they have to do, but we're okay. And rockets, but suddenly there was really loud shooting, and the soldier, the soldier that was standing at the entrance of the room just fell into the room. He was guarding us. He fell into the room, and he was full of blood in his head. He was shot in the head, so there was a lot of blood around his head. I knew I couldn't do anything for him because I knew we couldn't help him. The soldier next to me asked me, what can we do? His name was Neria, the soldier that was shot. And the soldier next to me asked me, can't we help him? I said, we can't. I think he's dead. I think we lost him. And then the soldier, the next the soldiers that was next to me took his hand and pulled him into the room because he was half in the room, half outside. And then a couple of seconds later, while I was thinking maybe I should hide under the bed, maybe I didn't know what to do. Then came another soldier to the entrance, and I was happy. I thought he was coming to help. But then I looked at him, and his uniform looked a little bit different. And when I rose my head, I looked at his face. He was older. He wasn't so young as all the soldiers. And then I understood very slowly. Only then I understood that he's a terrorist. It was seconds. He looked at me in the eye for a second, and he just rose up his rifle and he shot me. He shot me 3 shots in my stomach here under, and my chest and my hand. The biggest shot for me was he hurt my hand here, and I felt that all my hand is falling down, and I knew I was bleeding very hard. So I took off my mitpachat and I did myself a tourniquet, not so strong, but as strong as I could. And I knew I have to go back to my family. So I went back, and then they told my husband, that was in shock, they told him that his wife is wounded from shooting and maybe he should bring her inside, and he brought me inside and I sat there. I told my husband, which is very delicate, he can't even see a scratch. I told him he has to push every place he sees. The soldiers just took off their shirts and he just pushed it hard as he could. I asked him, I told him, I feel something hurts me here. It was the hole of this bullet, but he found it and he also pushed it. And here they made another soldier, a cute soldier with freckles. He made me another tourniquet, very strong tourniquet here.
What happened to the terrorist?
The terrorist, after he shot me, the soldier that was standing next to me was very, very brave. He jumped on the terrorist, and the terrorist took out a knife and stabbed him in the head. But I had another soldier in the room. I didn't even remember. He was hiding. And when the terrorist went, after he stabbed the soldier, went outside, the last soldier went outside and killed him. He shot him. Ayman was his name.
The soldier that was stabbed, what happened to him?
He's okay. He's okay. The soldier that was stabbed is okay. There was another soldier that the terrorist shot in the leg before he came into the room. He's okay. And also the soldier that I took care of, I had a bad injury. She had a bullet. She didn't even know. I didn't understand what happened to her
This was
because
the first one.
the first one, the female, the one that fell from a watchtower. She had a bullet come in here and stuck in her skull. So I didn't even see anything coming out or blood. I didn't understand what happened to her, but she's okay. She spoke to us. I saw her. I went to her with my husband. We were in Adasa and Karim. We were in the 5th floor, and she was in the 12th floor, and we went to her, and she was awake, and she spoke to us, and she's okay. She's getting better.
By the way, the uniform, was it an Israeli? Did they have a...
I don't know. I think it was Israeli. To me, it looked Israeli. It looked a little bit different, but he even had an ephod, which is very similar. Everything looked alike. They looked alike. I thought it was a soldier at the beginning. And after about, they brought all the wounded soldiers into the shelter place, so my kids were they were very brave. They saw everybody, but they tried helping. They tried giving them water, talking to them. There was one soldier that kept losing his conscience, so they spoke to him all the time. Sean was his name. Sean, wake up! Sean, wake up! They really my kids were really very, very brave. And there was one time that My husband called. I asked my husband to bring a mechitza. No, you say mechitza. Something that they
Separation.
won't, a separation that they won't see me all the time because I was full of blood, and I didn't want the kids to see me like that. I tried. I saw them. I smiled to them like they saw I was conscious all the time. They were. I think I was okay. Afterwards, they told me you looked horrible. You were white, but I thought I was okay. But after I was with this separation, my husband called them to see me again and to say that everything was okay. But he did it in such a whispering way because they told us all. That's what I said. That's why I said the pacifier was very important because they always told us you have to be very quiet so the other terrorists won't hear there are people in this place. So be quiet. So he whispered that, come see your mother is okay. He whispered to them, come fast, and they thought he was telling them to come say goodbye to me. So that was a mistake, but it's okay. And after about 4 hours, we waited for evacuation, but Magen David Adom couldn't go in, and also the army. No one could evacuate the wounded.
For how long?
So I was shot at about 8:30 in the morning, and they came at about 12, 3.5 hours, something like that. Almost 4 hours. Came a person that decided to come to the south. He's a soldier. He's Aluf Mishneh. He heard what happens and he decided to come. And on his way, he saw an army ambulance that the driver was shot, and he took the ambulance and he came with another person who drove his car, and they took all of us, all the wounded people to Barzilai under fire.
Barzilai is the hospital in Ashkelon.
Yeah, Barzilai, the hospital. It's like 7 minutes, I think, from Zikim. My husband didn't know if to come with me or stay with the kids, but he was he was holding all my wounds. So, and also I had a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old and a 16-year-old. So I thought, okay, they will be okay. If I would have known what happens around, we wouldn't have left them there. But they told us they're going to evacuate them also, and they evacuated them right away. Like we got to Barzilai, and they came like an hour after that, or half an hour. And then in Barzilai, they started taking care of my wound. A very, very good nurse came to me. I don't know who she is. She said, "You want morphine? I'll give you something against your pain." I said, "Yes, please just give," and she gave me, and then I was there for about 2 hours, and they took me to Hillel Yafe, which is a hospital in Hadera. There they did my first surgery. I was there for about a week, and then they told me I have one of my nerve is torn, so I need a very complicated surgery now. So I should think if I want to do it there in Hillel Yafe, or maybe look for another hospital which has professors or doctors that know how to take care of it. And we looked for it, and we saw that here in Karem, Hadassah in Karem, there's a professor that knows how to take care. And we went there after a week, and then I did my surgery there. And after a week in Hadassah in Karem, they moved me here to rehab in Har Tzofim, and I'm here for about 3 weeks, almost a month. No, 3.5 weeks. Be'ezrat Hashem, next week I'm going to go to rehab, a day rehab, that I will be in my house and I will come every day, and at least I'll see my kids. My little one doesn't want to sit on me. She sits on my sister, Chatzufa. But she'll get to know me. And that's it, and I'm okay. Baruch Hashem, that we're all out of there, all the kids, 90 or about 90 something soldiers in Zikim are saved. There were only 7 commanders that died there. They fought amazingly, and that's why the base wasn't captured.
Do you know how many Machabli were there?
Yeah, about 50, from 40 to 50. Yeah, but and they came with a lot of army, a lot of ammunition, a lot, like 70 rimonim. How do you say that?
Grenades.
Grenades. They on one tower, on one watchtower. So that's it. They had a lot of ammunition. But Baruch Hashem, that we got out of them.
How are your kids now?
My kids are okay. There's the one that is 17, can't sleep, and he's it's difficult for he was an adolescent before, so now it's like it has worsened, but he'll be okay. I think he has a psychologist that is taking care of him, and I have another kid, my little kid. He wets his bed again, which he hasn't done for years. But he's getting better. They're getting better. They're okay. I have a big family. I live next to my sister, and my mother was there. My husband's mother was there.
Where do you live?
Kochav Shachal. It's an Yishuv next to going down to Yam HaMelach. It's about 45 minutes from here.
What's the age ranges of your children? From what to what?
I have 2 children that are married.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't with us, Baruch Hashem. A 24-year-old and a 22-year-old, and the little one is 1 year and 8 months.
So the 1-year-old through the 20-year-old were with you?
Yeah.
And eight children with you? How many? 8 children
Yeah,
were with
8.
you, and 2 who were married.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to the female soldier that you treated?
Yeah, she's okay.
Have you talked to her?
Yeah,
She
we
talks.
met her. She talks. She met us. She even sat. She needs more surgeries to do in her skull, but she'll be okay. Oh, Hashem.
And your husband is okay, right? Yeah.
And my husband is amazing. He's amazing. He works a lot. He washes dishes, which he hasn't done before. He does laundry, but he'll be okay.
We're coming over.
Yeah, you want to come?
What kind of psychological and counseling services are you being provided with in the family?
So we have there in Israel. I think all of it. There are centers that are called Chosen. Resilience, and we were sent to talk to them in our Moatza.
Regional council, and they have special psychologists that know how to work with teenagers in trauma. So we have them, each child and what he needs. But we also had a family meeting. I wasn't there. They had a family meeting with someone that talked to everybody right after it happened. I think it was on Sunday, Monday. He had 2 meetings with them. The kids also interviewed, and I think that helped them feel they were like, that they have something to tell, that they were heroes. Yeah.
And for yourself and for your husband?
So my husband, I think he needs. He didn't. Meanwhile, he hasn't seen anybody except those family things. But I have a psychologist here that is very, very good. Roti Elimelech, she's amazing. I meet her every other day. And my husband will have someone. So we spoke with a psychologist that will meet him also.
Can I ask a
Yeah.
question? We have a friend who wrote this book about Israel. It just came out about resilience of Israelis, and he talks about how there's a very high incidence of teen psychology issues in America and deaths of despair, and how it just almost doesn't exist in Israel. You have such a resilient country here. do you think that will remain the case even after this horrible tragedy?
Can only guess. No, I think it will. I believe we will be stronger after this episode, horrible episode. I really believe we will be stronger. We will be more spiritually united. I think it will bring better things. This horrible episode. That's what I believe, but you know.
If there's one message that we can bring home, that's a great message.
I was about to say,
I'm just saying.
That's literally the best thing.
That's the best thing we could hear.
Not to put anybody else aside, but that is an incredible message right there. Thank you.
I don't think I'm the only one who says that. I think everybody believes that. A lot of people believe it. I really think, and I have to say, I'm not a hero. I don't think I'm a hero because I think every nurse would go and take care. And also, I think the soldiers there, I always thought, I also have those adolescents and my kids, that this generation of the TikTok and what are very self-centered. I saw other things there. I was astonished by the soldiers there, even the ones that are only 2 months in the army. They were amazing. They just wanted to help. At the beginning they were frightened, but they passed this, and then they were amazing. And I'm not even talking about the commanders that are also kids. They're 22 years old, 21, even 20 years old, and they went to battle. They knew the situation is very dangerous, and they went. So I think we have a future to look for.
מיכל, תודה רבה.
בכיף.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
You're welcome.
מעריכים.
בשמחה רבה רבה.
Michal,
Okay.
I'm going to assume you're Shemitic, yes. I won't hug you, but I can offer a hug from our friends.
Give the women hug. Give the women hugs. All the women go around. Go ahead. All the women go around.
Where's Meg?
כל הנשים וכל הבנות.
We got all the women there.
All right.
Come, we'll take a picture.
Pictures I do take with men, but okay.
But not this close.
Yeah, no.